Well, it's that time of year again, going back to school, and my child needed to have a laptop cover. This project is quite simple. Let's take a look inside my toolbox as to what tools we can use for this project. This is a rotary cutter, along with a mat and a ruler. It can help you cut straight lines. The blade can be very sharp, so when you don't use it, keep your guard up. I like to use a pair of scissors. I also have a pair of snippers, and these snippers help snip my threads. A bone folder, when turning my fabric inside out, it keeps the corners nice and crisp. A marking pen to mark my lines, and for those unfortunate mistakes, a seam ripper. I like to use clips along with my straight pins to keep my pieces together. This is all for my toolbox. I also like to use these magnets. They are thin and you can sew through them. I like to use them for my flap, to keep my flap down. They are very strong. See? Also, you will need a ruler, and as you can see on the table, I also have my cutting mat. Take your fleece pieces and cut them 11 by 15 inches. You'll need 2 pieces for your lining. Also, take your main fabric, which is heavy-duty canvas, and you will want to cut them 11 by 15 inches as well. Excuse the lint. You will need to have 2 pieces of your canvas as well, for the front and the back. Also, I like to put a main pocket on the front of my cover, and this pocket measures 15 by 8 inches long, and it will be doubled. Take another piece of fabric and cut 11 by 3 inches. This will be your flap. I went ahead and trimmed the corners to make it look a little stylish, and I just did an inch on the diagonal. You will need 1 piece of that and 1 piece of your fleece. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your fleece and you want to apply your magnets to it. Take 1 magnet and put it 2 inches in and 1 inch from the side, and sew that on there. As you can see, I already have that one sewn in. So I want to take the other magnet. Now, just so you know, I do have 2 pairs of magnets, so you'll want to put the plus side on the flap. Okay, so I have the other side to sew on. Again, 2 inches in and 1 inch up, and then that's where you will set your magnet and sew around. Set that aside. Okay, so you want to take the front panel of your case, and you want to put the opposite magnet on that side. As you can see, I've already sewn 1 in, and I will show you where to put the other one in. Make sure you put it on the wrong side of that panel. So what you want to do is the same thing. You want to put it 2 inches from the side and 1 inch down. And that's what I did there. I brought the flap to make sure that it matches up. So as you fold it over, it'll automatically clip together. There. Now I have both sides sewn in there. Again, I like these magnets because they're slim and they're streamlined and they don't interfere with anything bulky. Take your flap, your 2 pieces, and put right sides together, and you want to sew around the edges. As you can see, I've done that here. Now you want to turn your flap inside out, make sure you get your corners out, and do a top stitch around the edges. Take your flap, fold it in half, and then you want to fold your back panel of the case in half as well. This is how I mark things. You want to put your folded flap inside the folded panel and then sew those two pieces together. But you will unfold it. You don't want it sewed folded together like that. And just like that, you have your flap attached to the back panel of your piece. This is the outside pocket. What you want to do is take your long piece, turn it inside out, right sides facing, and just sew along the sides. Turn your pocket inside out after clipping these corners. When clipping the corners, they allow your pocket not to be so bulky inside the corner area. Do that to both sides. And you want to then turn your pocket inside out. And your pocket should look nice. This is where I use my bone folder to get into the corners and make sure that they look crisp and nice and neat. You want to do that all around. Then you take the opening and you want to fold that in just a 1/2 inch, so that 2 inches from each side and 2.5 inches from the bottom of your front panel. These two pieces get sewn together. Put your right sides facing, and you'll want to sew along the sides and along the bottom, right there. Make sure that you secure your stitches at the beginning and at the end. Clip your corners after you're done sewing. Again, by clipping the corners, it allows the piece to be turned out inside out without much bulk. And there you have it. Snipping my extra threads. Take your fleece panels and sew the sides. Insert your main fabric line to the lining right sides together. You want to sew along the top edge of your computer case. And make sure that you leave your lining open so that you can turn it inside out. There you have it. It's almost complete. You then want to sew the bottom of your lining closed. And I just did a narrow stitch there. Turn your lining back to the inside and you are done. This project is complete and ready to go.